This is about what I started out with when I started reloading. I had made a trade with a coworker who had a progressive press, and he didn't use this press anymore. So we traded, and I think it came somewhere around 250 bucks total. And I think I even got like a gun out of it, like a small, like a Beretta Tomcat or something like that out of it. So if you take the Beretta Tomcat out of it, maybe 150 bucks worth of the trade here, or maybe 100 bucks worth of the trade here. But this is literally, well, besides the die that's in there, this is literally what I started out with. I had a single stage press. He gave me a pound of powder, and these are actually some of the bullets left over from the trade. I think I got like 500 or 800 bullets. Lead, 125 grain lead bullets, and these are actually for 9mm, because I was reloading 9mm at the time. And I went to the gun store, a local gun store we had, and I bought a set of used 9mm dies. I think I paid 15 bucks for them. And if you notice, it's got a nail for the deprimer, because I had broken the deprimer on one of the casings. So that's how I started. I didn't even have a powder measure. I'll show you what I used for a powder measure. The friend that I traded this with had a powder measure, so we measured out what 2.5 grains was, which is what I wanted to reload with, just for plinking. And here is the original powder measure. It's basically a 22 shell that I cut down, and to exactly 2.5 grains of tight group. And that's how I did it. Not fast, not glamorous, but it got the job done. I must have loaded, I even loaded like 600-800 rounds for him and his buddy to shoot. Might have been even 1,000 rounds, and I know I've reloaded at least 1,000 rounds for myself. So, and how did I get the primers in? Well, I'll show you. Let me set this down. What's nice about this press is right here, you can actually buy an attachment that goes on here that automatically feeds the primers. But what I would do is I would deprime, and then take my primer, put it in this little doohickey, and like I said, it was slow and going, but it was better than nothing. And then so you pushed it in there. You can get you a better angle here. So it goes in the back in that recess there. And then you would pull up on the handle, and that would seat your primer. I've used this many a times when I'm using my auto primer. Where'd it go? When I'm using my auto primer here, that it wouldn't seat all the way, so I would go ahead and chuck it back up in here and seat it with that without having to monkey with this. I do want to say something real quick while I got you here. This is a Lee auto primer, and it's relatively inexpensive. I think 15, 18 bucks or something. But I've come to find out I really don't like it. The reason being is when you go to prime one, I'll show you. There's one in here, and it has, I bought it because it comes with an extra tray for rifle, for small primers, and this is one for big primers. But so you got a primer in here, but then there's also a primer in there. So if you go to prime something and you slip, this thing will come flying out. Plus, you see I got tape holding this on here, and it snaps off the way it opens. So if I had to do it again, I'd probably get either the RCBS or some other kind of auto primer. But this works fine. Like I said, just not, after using it, not my favorite. But anyway, that's how I started out. You don't have to start out with a whole lot of gear. You don't have to start out with a whole lot of money. If you're worried about money, you probably shouldn't be shooting anyway. But the more you shoot, the better you get. So this is an economical way to supply your shooting habit. That's all I got. See you later.